playing pan?
I think my most memorable gig, and probably my biggest gig, was at Glastonbury. I played with the group LaRue, who also performed the song Going In For The Kill, Bulletproof. I performed with them at Glastonbury in 2009 or 2010.
And what song was that? What did you play?
I played I'm Not Your Toy, Quicksand, and we done a few fillers with the instrumentals on Bulletproof.
Wow, that was great. So did they hire you in to play those specific tunes? Is that how it came about?
Yeah, they hired us in to play those tunes. They'd heard us, they'd heard about our band, was interested. They'd heard our names come up when they was looking for steel pan players, and they came. So we had to do sort of like a trial, sort of like when you do
like an audition.
Yeah, we had to sort of audition for the performance, and they liked us, and we learnt the tunes fairly quickly. So yeah, I was happy with it.
And how did the audience react?
The audience, well, the atmosphere was massive. Everyone was just screaming. At the end, Ellie Jackson, the lead singer, she lost her voice and just couldn't sing because everyone was just screaming so loud. And the pan was just really different for everyone to see that. And in the actual tune, I'm Not Your Toy, me and Brent Holder both did a solo at the end of the tune. So that was really good.
Okay, so talking about sort of other players, I guess, who sort of inspired you as a steel band player?
As a steel band player, I guess a lot of people that inspired me, besides my brother, who really made me start playing pan, was people like Samuel Dubois, Len Bugsy Sharp, who is in Trinidad, Brent Holder, all people that are there teaching around London, West, North London, somewhere in Trinidad, and are part of the Panorama competition, really did inspire me.
So how did you learn to play? Like in terms of, I think there's people that can go out and they can actually join sort of different companies and the various companies and hopefully be able to sort of highlight what some of those companies are. But how does someone become a great steel band player?
It's all about taking out your own time and putting it into the pan. I mean, a lot of people can teach me. I can teach you a note and say hit F, G or whatever. But if you have your own time to either go to a place where there's steel pans, or just if you have your own pans, which I'm fortunate enough to have, it's literally just have to spend time, just take out time yourself and just play it. Play anything. You play chords, play scales, rehearse tunes that you know, you practice hand movements. If you're right-handed, practice strengthening your left hand, and things like that. Just repetition. If you just go to your pan and play it yourself over and over, you just really progress. And that's pretty much how everyone gets real good.
Excellent. So how's your love for, did you train musically? I mean, how did you learn to sort of read music? I know that sort of steel band's not the only instrument you play. You also play...
I do a little bit of drum kit. I started playing drum kit for a while. I've done a few keyboard lessons, so producing music electronically I had to learn a little bit of keyboard, but steel pan is my main instrument.
And how did you learn? Did you study it for school or college or anything like that?
I didn't actually study it, but I was able to do it for a certain level of GCSEs in school and also in college. I mean, in school you could do keyboards, and I was able to perform, so they was able to grade me on GCSE level, not only with the theory but with performance as well, if you chose to. And in college, for a lot of there's a lot of theory involved in it, but when it comes to practical, if you play an instrument, which everyone will do in college, it's all on your performance, how you perform, your style of arrangements, if it's your own composition. So yeah, I was able to just bring my pan into my work.
So have you created your own compositions?
Yeah, I've created a few songs. I've created a few songs in the past.
And how do you do that? Do you do that through sort of manipulation of sort of other songs that are out there? Sort of what inspires you to compose?
Sometimes it's a manipulation. I remember I created a song once which was based on a tune that I couldn't remember what it was. It was a really old school tune, and I couldn't remember what the name of the tune was, but I played it on the pan, and then I just ended up making up my own tune out of it. But some tunes, I mean, for me, sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I can hear something in my head, and I'll just creep, and I have to go to my pan and play it just so I can get it out of my bed, otherwise I won't go to sleep. So I have to play it, and I'll record it on my phone, and then later on I'll come back to it, and then you add bits onto it. So sometimes it's just spontaneous.
So you have this sort of nagging feeling in your head. It can always sort of be like the sort of mad scientist, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so in terms of the advice now that you'd give for other people who are just sort of starting up, sort of what advice would you give them, sort of other people that have never seen a pan before, never played one before? Could you give us a few sort of like pointers and what the different types of pans there are that are out? Could you just give us a little bit of an education in terms of the whole world of steel band?
Well, I would say if it was very sort of foreign to you, you'd never seen it before, I would say definitely ask questions about it, ask about history, try playing the pan. I mean, it's an instrument that almost anyone can love. You can play any type of music on it. It's not just for Caribbean music. I've seen so many different types of bands. I've seen rock bands playing rock music. I've seen grime, hip hop, funky house. So I mean, it really is for all music, all ages. It's probably, I reckon, on my opinion, it's probably the easiest acoustic instrument to learn to play. It really is just rhythm and coordination, as long as you hit the notes at the right time. So everyone should enjoy playing it. If you like music, you'll definitely love pan.
And what pan do you play? What's this pan here? What's this called?
This is a tenor. I mean, there's different types of tenors. Most tenors are more round and the skirt won't be as long. This is a prototype, and there isn't another pan like this. And so this one isn't quite finished yet, but this is only one of a kind. So most tenors are called a 4 to 5, and the lowest note on it will be D, and then it will have every other note on the pan, just like a keyboard would. And it goes up to around 3 octaves up. So this is a tenor pan. This will be the lead pan, and this plays the singing parts of the singer or the rapper or whoever. You have the double second. This one is the counter melody. So this will play, sometimes it will play part of the lead, and it will also harmonise and play the main synths and the chords of the background music. Then we come to both the double guitars, which is these and these here. This one is called the guitar, and this will play obviously the guitar part of the strumming background chords, and also the cello, which is these ones. The triple cellos will also play the chords of the background music. Personally, I started on the tenor. That's my first pan I ever learned on, and then I quickly went on to the cello. The cello was my favourite pan, and I played the cello for a long time. Now I'll play all of them, or any pan. You have bass, which is, the big ones, and all of the pans are made from oil drums. So they'll be on the floor, and you cut them down to size. You sync them, and then you just groove the notes out, and then bang the tunes back up.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that, Dougie. It's really given me an insight in terms of all the different steel bands that there are. But one other question, this might be a tricky question. If you could not play the steel band, what would you be doing?
If I couldn't play the steel band, I'd definitely be doing music, because I'm involved in anything to do with music. I just love music. I'll be maybe playing drums. I'll be probably rapping, singing, making music on the computer. I love producing it. So yeah.
And what's been your biggest obstacle you've had to face in being a steel band player?
Biggest obstacle? I think it was taking on a lot of leadership roles. Because in pan, once you get to a certain level of once you get to a certain level performance-wise, and you get quite a good player, you then take on roles to teach other people. And when I was given quite charge of just like a certain section of people. Now in my own band, I'm running it myself with my dad. So between me and my dad, I do a lot of the paperwork, organising, phone calls, gigs, performing, teaching, transport. So it's it's quite a heavy burden. At first I really wasn't quite ready for it, because there's a lot more organisation in it than I was ready for. And I'm not very good at organising. But yes, you know, it was hard, but it was good. And also Panorama was also a big stretch.
What is Panorama?
Panorama is one of the biggest competitions in the pan industry. You'll have around between 8 to 12 bands, and it has to be between 30 to 50 to 80 piece bands, and you can have all in one band, 80 pans in one band, and they'll compose a tune. There'll be a number of tunes to pick from, 2 to 5 songs you can pick, and you make your own interpretation of it, you make your own arrangement of that tune. The tune is around 10 minutes long, and you get judged by some of the really greatest judges in pan, and that's it, and you know, the winnings for the taking.
And for Bragbox, what is the name of your company? You mentioned that you've got a company, but I don't know the name of your company.
Oh, the name of the band? The name of the band is the Dallaway Steel Band.
Lovely. And last but not least, what keeps you motivated?
Oh, just hearing new music. When you have more ideas, or you hear songs that you'd like to do on pan, you think, oh, that sounds good on pan. And you know, it's a really good motivator. I like to see a song that's well executed. I like making my own arrangements and it goes really well. I like to hear, you know, people playing different parts that sound really good. There's always new music to be made. There's always something that hasn't been done yet, or something that no one's ever tried doing. I always like to stretch the boundaries. Always keeps you like for want to do more.
And any future plans?
Any future plans? Yeah, I would like to bring our band. I'd like to make pan world, like, just known, a lot more known than it is. And it is worldwide now. It's in every country since 2005. It was established in every country in the world. But I would just like to make it just that little bit more known, because there's so many people that don't know about it. There's even electrical pans. The latest one out is called the Phi, and there's over 1,000 sounds on it. So you can plug it into a computer. You can loop the machine, so you've got a bass line, chords, and everything. I'd definitely like to do that. Thank you, Bragbox UK, and it's great to be here. It's great to be a part of this. I can't wait to do more. I'm Dougie Swiss, and this is Bragbox UK.